producer at Kalypso, and I'm going to show you a bit of Dungeons 3 today. So I'm just going to jump into a safe game with a bit of more advanced for a mission. Dungeons 3 is going to continue the legacy that we established with Dungeons 2, where we married the classical kind of dungeon simulation game with an overworld RTS part of the game. And the big news for Dungeons 3 is that you're not only controlling one faction, but you're controlling all the 3 factions that we introduced in Dungeons 2. So you have horde units, you have undead units, and you have demonic units. So as you can see, I'm walking around the overworld in search of a resource for evilness. So we still have in Dungeons 3 the evilification of the world. So as you can see here, it's very fairy tale-like, you know, bright colors, very saturated. Very goody-good kind of environment. And since you're playing as the ultimate evil in Dungeons, you don't want that. You want this kind of landscape, you know, lava flows and you know, corrupted trees, skeletons lying around. So I'm just quickly going to attack this group of elves and conquer one of these kind of landmarks that we placed in the overworld. So you can see here, it's like a bit like Mount Rushmore for the Alliance. It's like, you know, dwarves and elves and all those good kind of people. So this is the part where we play some sort of RTS. Very light kind of RTS element, so that you control your groups directly. Sorry, I missed that a little bit. So it changes now to Mount Snotmore. These are the Snots. The Snots are your worker units that are in the dungeon. And by covering that, we gain access to a resource named Evilness. So Evilness will spill out here, and I can just park a unit here to collect it. And that is required for some of the dungeon management parts. So you need Evilness to progress in your research tree. I'll just, you know, since the units here took quite a beating, I'll just move them back into the dungeon. I can see, you know, what can we do with the evilness. So, jumping back into the dungeon, you can see here's the dungeon heart. This is your center of the dungeon, which you have to defend from outside forces as well. If the dungeon heart dies, the game's over. So it's important to protect it. As you can see here, we have the typical for Dungeons 2, we have a lot going on in the dungeons. You know, you have these snots running around, mining gold for you. You have a gobbler farm, which provide food, so those poor guys, they will not survive for very long. When the horde gets hungry, the gobblers, yeah. Here you have some of the demonic rooms, like, you know, with these imps lingering around. And here you have the undead, you have a graveyard. Each kind of fallen unit gets transported to the graveyard and turned into a zombie. So this part controls very familiar. You have your evil hand following your cursor around, and you can bring up the build menu and, for example, build a workshop here. You need a workshop to produce crates, because crates are needed for specialized kind of buildings. Not buildings, but machines. Machinery that's operated by your snots and by other creatures in the games. For example, to build traps or to build, you know, different kind of resources like mana to gain that. So I just quickly built a workshop, and I built the creator mat and the little snot, you know. He's working very hard on crafting it. So you can see there's a lot of love put into the details. You know, you have, like here, these ventilation shafts blowing out steam. And then you have these kind of steampunk, very fantasy kind of machines. I think it's not very safe to operate them, but the little snots, they can take a bit of a beating, so it's okay. So he will produce crates, and I will dig a tunnel here so that I can quickly access this. With the evilness that I gained from the overworld, I want to at first increase my population cap, because my army is quite small and I need gold and evilness to improve that. So we have a research tree here, and on top of that you can see this is more generalized buildings. It's like your gobbler farm, your treasury, that you can have more little snots and so on. And here you can see the 3 different factions for dungeons united. So you have the horde units. For example, I can research the Naga, which is a healing unit, which is very important. If I want to conquer the overworld, I need a healer for that. Otherwise, my units will fall too easily. So I'm going to research that. And we're going to have here is the graveyard for the undead unit. I can improve my undead units by investing some resources in that. And I can also research the Arcanium, which is a demonic building, which allows me to cast spells. So I'm also going to research that and research simple spells, because the good part about spells is that I can, for example, create a portal between my dungeon heart and the overworld, so that I can quickly move my units between the two levels. I'm just
Instead
going
of having to make them go through the front entrance.
Yeah, sure.
Too.
I mean, there were always multiple entrances and exits, but with the teleport spell, it gets a bit easier to do. We also have, you don't only mine for gold, but you can see here these kind of purple veins. These are mana, so you can also gain access to mana without having them, praying at a shrine and for mana. So okay, my population is still quite. I still don't. I'm not able to get more units, so I'm quickly trying to that. And I'm going to, build a Naga so that I have a healer. With all the details that are in the games, it's always interesting to look at, but we also try to make it really interactive in a way that, for example, if I don't want these zombies anymore because they're rather weak, even though it's good to have them as grunts, in the front, I can also put them here. I'm just going to put them all here and slap the lever and drop them into the into the pit. So that's how you get rid of units, right? Yeah, so it's, for example, also a guard room where you can station units in case. Okay, where you station units in case you want to. You get attacked from the humans and the elves. You can have a
defensive location for guards.
It's a defensive location, and you can have a drum there, and then you can slap the drum, and it just calls the attention of all the units in the dungeon to come there. I would have to research that, which I don't have enough evilness, I think, for it. So I'm just going to produce another imp, because they are long-range fighters, which is also always good. So I have an army force of 9 units, which should be good enough. I can just quickly select all of them. We have a unit list. You can see all the slots. You can go and look where it is. You can see what they are doing, and you can directly collect them from the screen. Same for your troops. You can see here it's the unit level and the XP level and all that.
That's a really nice improvement over the second one.
Yeah. You don't have to look for your creatures anymore, but you have that listed here. And you can also here click on select, pick up all units.
Oh, nice. Even
and
better.
then and then just drop them over the dungeon entrance. And there you go. Your army is on the outside.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, it's the team really did a lot to improve the quality of life aspects when it comes to controlling also. So let my ranged fighters just get back a little bit, and my Naga also, because the healer shouldn't be in front. Alright, so I'm just quickly going to increase the population cap again. And also see, the guard room might also be good. Just so that I gain access to another orc to have a bit of a tank, available for my units outside. So I'm just going to pick him up, drop him here, and then let him join my army. Yay, they were successful. Alright, so as you can see on the map, you have these different kind of hideouts from the Alliance, again, so that you can, destroy those to gain more influence, and also to destroy the reinforcements, make them a bit weaker. And this is one of the missions, and my goal here is to kill Grimly Hammerhand and also destroy his death hammers. These are like hammers that are attacking your dungeons from the outside world. So every few minutes you will have an attack on the dungeon core, so you need to destroy those.
Like an earthquake kind of thing.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to progress around here. And you can always see, okay, what's going on in my dungeon, am I producing the right kind of things? I'm just going to quickly open the spell menu. I researched some of the spells, for example, Demon Strength will help, of course, because it's a buff for my units, and they get stronger here. They have the healer protecting them, so it should be quite easy to beat them here.
Now, did you say that you can do some management of your dungeon in the overworld?
No, but you always have it, available here, like, okay, I have these amounts of toolboxes, so if I notice, hey, I have enough toolboxes now to build a mana shrine, for example, I can just
snap back
quickly snap back, and then I select the demon rooms, build up the Arcanium and build up the mana shrine, so that then the demon units can work on the mana shrine to get a constant supply of mana. Okay, this fellow here is attacking just a barricade, which is not that good. Right, let's destroy the camp and stop the reinforcements then. And this gradual transition from the good to the evil, this evilification as they call it, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice effect. It's always interesting to watch, especially when it comes to the bigger landmarks like the Mount Snotmore, which I showed you. Yeah. No, don't attack that. Okay, same as Dungeons 2, we're going to have a story, and going to have a narrator, which is a bit toned down here because we want to present the game, obviously. But it's still the same kind of humor, You have this kind of snarky narrator, which is like also making fun of you in case you mess things up, or is being very ironic, very sarcastic about things, and a lot of fourth wall breaking humor with pop cultural references, especially to fantasy fiction and all that.
All the Game of Thrones stuff from the last.
Yeah. I mean, there have been quite a lot of things that we can. Okay, I have to stop putting my healer in front, but basic World of Warcraft playing. Don't put the healer in front.
Right.
Alright, I can just quickly check. Okay, the Arcanium is here. I can just build up the mana shrine so that my demonic units can then, I'll just hire one, can then, start producing mana. Alright, so I'm going to destroy, hopefully my army is strong enough. I'm going to destroy the first of the hammers, and you can see some units here. I think the gunner, he's going to put up some AoE damage kind of defenses, so... Oh, my hero unit died. I'm just going to quickly resurrect her. But yeah, there is some micromanagement definitely going on, so that you don't do what I did at this moment and send all your units clumped up into a AoE damage kind of guard tower. Okay, things are getting a bit hairy, so yeah, I'm just going to drop the portal and say, okay, guys, retreat. So yeah, this is the big benefit of having something like that.
Yeah, nice quick retreat.
Very elegant.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's basically also what we want to show. We have some improved mechanics, a lot of quality of life improvements, the same level of detail that people loved with Dungeons 2, all these kinds of little animations here and there. There's a lot going on. And also being able to play all three factions at once and not having to decide between one or the other. And there are a couple of very interesting things, we're going to have multiplayer again, it's also going to be cooperative, and we're also going to improve the amount of maps by a huge amount. So it's going to be a much more, complete game experience, or there's going to be more content available. There's also going to be a random map generator in case, you just simply want to continue playing the game. Right, thanks.
And what platforms and when are we looking at releasing on this?
We are looking for Q3 2017, and it's going to be on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks.